There's only 4 skills you need to build a $1 million business. I'm gonna go over exactly what those 4 skills are. We've been able to use these 4 skills to build 7 $1 million businesses in the last 9.5 years-ish. And I'm confident that any business we plug into, as long as we implement these 4 skills, we will be able to build a $1 million business. And we can take any company from 0 or 100 grand, $250,000, $500,000 to $1 million much quicker than they ever dreamed. This is this type of content that we share in our Power Player Mastermind. I just got done playing basketball. Happy Saturday morning. A little sweaty. I'm outside by the pool. Skill number 1. Okay, let me dive right in. Skill number 1 has to do with marketing. Okay, this is a skill that if you don't possess, you got to hire someone who possesses it in your operation. You've got to hire, our team. You've got to work. You got to have kaboom leads. You got to do whatever you can, right? Like you have to have someone, and we even have a whole marketing masterclass on this inside of castudios.tv. But marketing, why is marketing the most important pillar and the most important skill you need? Because you need to be able to consistently get in front of people, whether it's consumers and prospects every single week, right? Like I worked with my sales team. I ran they booked 26 sales meetings on my calendar this week. So I along with all the other work that I normally do. However, from the marketing side, you need to be getting in front of people every single week. Very important. Or even if it's not consumers and prospects, you need to get in front of salespeople and recruits, right? Which also comes down to getting your name out, getting known, getting awareness, getting exposure. Which if you're an agency and you feel like you would like to scale and grow the amount of awareness, social media, brand exposure, so you can attract people to your organization, we actually help with that. And so you can reach out to me and we can help with that. Okay, first is marketing. Second is sales, right? It's conversion. It's taking the marketing and converting that. And I don't just mean you at sales, because I guarantee you when you get in front of people, you're probably halfway decent, especially if you're already making 6 figures. Hate when people were like, dude, they make 40 grand. They're like, bro, I'm freaking amazing at sales. I'm like, scratch my head like, there's a disconnect here, man. Like, there's no proof, right? I like proof in my business. Like when we're hiring someone to help with one of these skills, like when we're hiring sales reps, we have a dozen sales reps inside our office in Springfield, Missouri. Most will make 6 figures this year. However, I gotta get good at sales, or I've got to hire people that are good at sales, or I've got to hire a manager that can train people to be good at sales if I'm not good at it. However, thankfully, I made 117 grand at 20 and was decent at it, and then obviously got better along the way, and now I'm able to transfer the skills that we've learned into other people. That's why we also go through a lot of these CA courses inside of our castudios.tv, new streaming platform like Netflix, but for insurance agents. Second skill is sales. You need to consistently learn it and improve it, but to get you $1 million though, by the way, it's got to be more than just you. Like, can you personally sell your way to $1 million? Yes, but it's extremely rare. I would rather do that through the use of other people so I can scale faster, because most people, which is why I'm about to get to number 3, by the way, most people are control freaks. They have an ego. They think they're great at everything. They think they can do everything. I'm here to tell you that is not the answer to scaling to $1 million. It's just not. That's a freaking hard road. It sucks. And to go from $1 million to 2 to 5 to 10, it's even different. However, the second is sales. Third is operations. Okay, the operational piece is very, very, very important. And even if that's not a skill, it is a learnable skill. Like running an operation becomes a skill. Being a leader becomes a skill. Interviewing, hiring, vetting, onboarding, training, all those things becomes a skill. And luckily in our operation, we have people that lead different departments to help with those skills, because maybe that's not a skill of mine. And historically, it's not been. I feel like I wasn't the best leader. I feel like I wasn't the best, operator, business owner. I'm a visionary. I'm a promoter. I'm a marketer, right? But I'm a salesperson. But at the end of the day, I've had to learn these additional skills, which is why, like, we do 4 different retreats for our Power Player members. That's our private mastermind for agents and agencies. And you can go to CodyAskins.com to see more about that. But in that, we do 4 retreats a year, intimate retreats, right? And we're going through this type of content where, how can you scale your operation bigger and more than just you? Because that is a big problem that I see is most people, they think that the operation is them, and they don't need an office. You might at some point, right? Like the stuff that I've been the most stubborn against, by the way, this is big. The stuff that I've been most stubborn against, offices, VAs, staff, tech, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. The stuff I was most stubborn against was the stuff that actually helped my business the most. True, right? Like we're helping close to 1,000 agents a month now with our Kaboom leads. Dude, I never planned on bringing leads back and being focused on leads. However, it was something people needed, and they're loving what we're doing there. Well, we had to scale the operation. We need people in the operation that can help us continue to grow, right? So third skill is operation. Most people are terrible at this piece. They're okay at marketing. They're normally good at, most insurance agents, by the way, entrepreneurs, high drive, willing to take risk, work their tails off. Tell me if I'm wrong, by the way, in comments below. If you agree with this, type agree. You could say, hey, I'm okay at marketing. Most insurance agents are okay or poor at marketing. They're good at sales when they get in front of people. They're terrible at running an operation. And then the fourth skill, they're even worse at for a very long time. And that's the actual finances, the financial part of the business. That becomes a skill. Why does it become a skill? It becomes a skill because we do daily reports that show revenue, payroll every week, percentage of payroll, margins on products, what we're selling of different things, what we're spending money on, upcoming expenses. Like we have Google Sheets. I know exactly when I do events, I know exactly down to the penny how much it costs me to acquire a ticket or a customer, what it costs me to spend to accomplish that. Like we track everything now. We're diligent when it comes to financials because, dude, I'm like, we did $5 million the first 6 months. We're on pace to break $10 million in CA, Cody Askins LLC, for the first time ever. Which is cool, but if we don't focus on the finances and all the different pieces, we will not hit our target. Also, the more you measure something, the more it will grow. So what is important in your business? What can you measure so that it can grow, right? If you like some of the stuff I'm saying, this is kind of stuff that we not only teach in castudios.tv, it's only $99 a year. It's a streaming platform for agents. And we teach this at our events, like your 8% event or our Power Player retreats. And why do we do these things? We do these things because we want to help agents and agencies scale to 6 figures, 7 figures, or even 8 figures through huge brand exposure, speaking on stages, doing webinars, ad funnels, and attracting people to the organization. Because I'm telling you, for you to go from 0 to 100K to 250 to $500,000 to $1 million a year and build a $1 million business. And we've helped a bunch of agencies build $1 million businesses. I can't even name the amount of people that we met that were not doing $1 million. They were doing low to mid 6 figures, and they're now doing $1 million a year because they had to develop in these 4 areas. These were skills that either they had or they didn't have, and they needed to acquire talent to replace those areas and those holes. If you're not good at marketing, you have to replace that in some way. If you're not good at sales, you have to replace that in some way. Like, these are important. I was talking to a guy that runs a PNC agency recently this week, and we were talking through how he can start to scale his operation because he felt like, dude, I'm doing it all. Most of the production is on me. I don't have a team. Dude, I talked to probably 20 people this week where that was true for them, which is why I'm doing this video, by the way, because I had so many people that were at 6 figures that were struggling to scale to $1 million a year. It's not easy, but it's simpler than you think. That's why thinking through what can you do in these 4 areas, how can you develop these as skills, and what can you plug into your operation to really start to scale this, okay? And so if you're watching this and you like this kind of content, you want some more behind the scenes content, you want to see courses related to this type of content, then go to castudios.tv. It's only $99 a year, which is crazy. That's what is that, $8 a month? And we do that because we created like a Netflix, a streaming platform for insurance agents, because you need content, you need knowledge. Knowledge is power. Proximity is also power. Getting in the room with people helps. But until you start to understand this game of going from these different levels, it will be harder for you. So if you're like, dude, I want to scale $1 million a year, I want to build $1 million business, type $1 million in the chat, and I want to follow you and keep track of you on your journey, because we want to help people get to $1 million a year. It's possible for you to build a $1 million business. Now, one of the skills that we didn't even talk about that could be a bonus skill is the amount of belief that it takes, by the way, for you to start to go through freaking lawsuits and chargebacks and clients freaking out and people committing and saying they're going to do something, and then they lie and they don't do it, right? That happens every day in my world. Like, I want to do this. I want, whatever. I need your help. And then they don't follow through, right? Well, be the kind of person that follows through. Be the kind of person that does what you says you're going to do. This helps, by the way. This builds confidence. And be the kind of person that believes no matter what happens to me, no matter what, I am going to scale to $1 million a year, and I'm not going to stop till I get there. And I promise you, it'll pay off. Appreciate you watching. See you on the next video, and hope to see you in castudios.tv. Have a good day. Have a good weekend. Love you guys.